Hey guys, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well today. Buddy Paul on here would like to play some friendlies for a bit. So we'll do a little bit of that for Tour 4 warm up, and then we'll switch over accounts and we'll do some Tour 9. That is the plan. Not impressed there. Just give it a minute for my fellows to catch on in. I really I like it. I like it a lot, especially being someone that did not invest in balls around the time of the snow globe. I don't like that it's 30 balls instead of 40 that you normally get. So you even look there, you get 20 for 10. And usually, they keep it the same as their stock goes up. If not, gets a better deal. So I'm a little unhappy that it's not 40 balls for 20. But I still did pick up a pack of these on my main account, as that's the account that I'm playing the expert level tournament. And if there is a situation that calls for it, no problem, Skip. If there is a situation that calls for it, I'm going to feel better having those as an option than the Berserkers. So, it was worth an investment. I just hope they don't whip out the best ball they've ever had on Monday, and then I feel bad spending the 20. But that's part of the reason I'm only buying it on the one account. I don't see myself needing them in Pro, or Rookie for that matter. It would be nice to have them in the future, I'm sure. Hopefully they'll come out with another equivalent or very close to equivalent ball by the time I need them for the other accounts. That's the hope, cross the fingers. You can always just earn a ton of Berserkers by then. Golden shots every other week. Alright, let's see if he is ready. Got a beautiful day here in Denver. Bright, sunny, not a cloud in the sky. We're going to be close to 90 today. It's a warm day, but it's nice. Probably couldn't ask for much better of a Memorial Day weekend here. Good luck, ball, if you're in the stream. Yep, there you are. Hopefully we have some good internet on both our parts today. I'm very curious how they're going to do this with the practice. So there are a lot of holes in Tour 409 that we're not playing right now, and they're obviously not going to have those gone forever. But I wonder if it's going to be just for the weekend or as long as the entire tournament's going, or how they're planning on doing this. Tough to do this with a quarterback, but trying to make it a little more even with the clubs here. Granted, Paul does like that big topper, which is quite the distance club for early in the game. If you can get used to it. So I probably could be playing with a more suitable driver, but that's all right. This does also help simulate playing from the pro tee a little more. The difference isn't quite the same, I don't think. It's a few yards that I'm getting in my advantage still, but it's closer. Second tee with my APOC 3 or 2 is pretty similar to first tee with a quarterback. Too short. Good line. But it was too short. A little less backspin. So we'll probably do something like 5 games, Paul. And then I'm going to go up and play some Tour 9 for a bit. I didn't get a chance to do any of that yesterday, so. I will likely do a second stream later this evening. My girlfriend is back for the day, and then she'll be leaving again tonight, so I don't want to take up the whole day playing Golf Clash while she's here. That happens. Luckily, it's only 3,000 coins. A little more left than you want, but I think you'll still be able to reach from over there. Got some good distance on it. Ooh, that grip might hurt me. I might bounce into the rough over there. Nope, clear. Fortunate for me. Little on the lucky side. Advantage of quarterback. You can hit Grace. I did get my Thor's Hammer to level 4 on my main account. I may bust that out for a little bit. The accuracy is much better than the Apocalypse and Extra Miles. So it may be the optimal club to go with on a few of these holes where I don't need as much distance, but I'd rather be accurate. So I'm definitely going to get some practice in with it. It's unfortunate because I really wanted a main account to be the Apocalypse account and second account to be the Thor's Hammer account, but that's very little in my control, so this is such a finicky right in there. Should be right around there. It's easy to get those wrong when you don't pull, when you don't set up your direction straight left and right or straight up and down. You can be off on that angle, but with that low wind, I'm not as worried about it. But if you're playing like 6-7 miles an hour wind or higher, I suggest turning the needle either straight left and right or straight up and down. You get a much more accurate wind adjustment. If you don't already do that. But low winds, totally different. I missed this one on purpose here. Hopefully. I can't believe I still dropped. I meant to miss that. I'm sorry. I was trying to get a little ringer around the cup, you know. Just have a little fun with it. But we want to get some shootouts. It's the only way we're going to practice any par 3, so. Girlfriend ran to the store, so I am apologizing in advance for the dogs going crazy when she gets home, because they will. Unlucky. Almost had a nice play there. is playable. However, with this wind, I really feel this is where we want to go anyways. We won't need any overpower. We just tiniest bit of top spin, little curl, lots of right spin. Should put us in a nice spot there. So bad at that. Mostly because I don't use it all that often. I'm doing my measurements off of memory and off of feel. I have that up for people that are still learning the ring system and need help with it. They can visually see how I'm getting my numbers, helps. But, I know here I'm right about mid. I already know that just from previously doing it a bunch, which puts me at, 2.5 a ring or so. So since we're doing the right spin, we want to actually line this up a little left. So 2.5 is roughly 1.5 rings here to get our measurement. Maybe close. That's still not enough left. Got ourselves a shootout. That's good. Seconds, just need to add some sugar to my coffee. Did not even realize my mic was not plugged in. Silly. My desktop mic isn't the worst, but it's not as good as this mic. And this is a cheap pair of earbuds with a built-in mic. One bar top, little left. We want to land. We're going to look like we're landing right about there. Aha. Pulled it back too far. Second bounce is supposed to be in the rough. That's why I suggest taking the Guardian here if you have it. You'll have a much more consistent on-green shot. But if you don't, that shot can be done. It's just a little tricky. This is a hole I can potentially see bringing out that big boy, the new turbo ball. It's long. If the wind is appropriate for it, it's tailwind in any way, preferably a right to left tailwind, I think. Now we can hit it long and get the curl up here to go kind of straight towards the cup on a curl shot. You know, something like curl it this way, come around this way, and then bounce, and hopefully kind of end up in here. You know, not really sure, haven't done it, but that's kind of my thought. Them selling them makes me feel like they intended on putting a hole in here that will use it. I mean, the fact that I can make this play with the quarterback from the first tee and still be going for this shot here, Paul is attempting, getting over that rough, makes me feel pretty good about hitting it with a regular driver. Safe. Woo! Close. Close to trouble. Just got to get in the groove like you were last night. You were rocking this hole. Close. Ideally, if you can just get to the fairway that's just on the other side of the green on the second shot, that's how you probably have your best shot at eagle. I don't know if I would risk going on the green long on the second shot, because if you miss and go long, it's going to be, I think it's going to be really hard with a wood to not go long or short. Like, it's going to be really hard to hit that perfect. Where do I want to what in the tournament? I mean, I'm always going for first. Uh, Realistically, top 10 in expert, first, second, or third for sure with Bird Hunter here. And I'd like to get at least third place. Um, with my third account. I don't see, it would take me messing up, I think, or a bad bracket for me not to. The hardest one is expert for sure. I've got a pretty good grasp on these holes, so I feel like I should do pretty well. I do need to get more practice in from the pro tees, though. All right, we're going to do one more, Paul, and then I'm going to hop on my other account and do some Tour 9 play. Personally, I think you've got the skill to go pro. I would probably go pro. If you've got the bankroll to support it, then absolutely. You know, I'd say at least if you have 500,000 or more, go pro. Oh yeah, definitely go rookie. I honestly feel like rookie's a little easier than pro in most cases. Not to shoot a good score, but the brackets are easier. You don't get as many of those people that are really good at the game but never go past rookie in the pro spot. Usually, if people go up to pro, then when they get good enough, they pass and they go up to expert, and that chain continues. Close isn't what I want there. This is a hole I've played enough times that I'd like to drop it more than I do. But it's one of the harder approach shots in the game for being so straightforward. Close. That was kind of a funky reaction there. Almost looked like it just did like a gravitational ring around the pole, as if it had its own gravity. All right, what hole do we got? Hopefully the other new par 3. Good. Let's see if we can get this bad mamma to drop. Ah, darn. If you're on rookie 3, you'll go up to pro. Okay, then yeah. Um, I would definitely play pro then. Your bracket, if you played rookie, you're going to have experts in your rookie bracket, and that's going to be a lot of high scores. People with better clubs than you have on average. So yeah, I would definitely suggest playing pro. All right, bud, it was fun. We could probably play some later if you get a chance. No problem. We just definitely got to get some second tee practice in. And unfortunately, this is the only account I can do it because I don't want to go up to Masters in my second account that I was just playing you in. And on this one, I've got breathing room. You know, I've got, let's see, 23 million. So I've got 12 million, so I can win 6 games before I'm in the promotion zone. So that's the comparison here between these clubs. They're so close. The backspin's a beautiful thing. Yeah, the gems on this account are doing nice because of that pack. I don't really spend them right now either because I got a pretty good amount of balls, so they kind of just go up slowly. It's nice. I've never had a gem account or a gem roll like that. Usually I'm like less than 500, so it's a good feeling, you know, to know at any time like a ball, buy any pack of balls I need. I can buy Kingsmakers and not even have to think about it. I shouldn't need to. You know, I've got a couple packs of them, 3 packs of Kingmakers, almost a full pack Berserkers, couple marbles left, couple bunny balls left, royal balls. Picked up those bad boys for this account because expert, it might be the difference between a top 10 finish and a top 50 finish. So I'd like to have that in the bag in case I need it. If I don't, I don't. Great, I have them for the future. Yep, that's what I buy too. Quasar and Navigators for most of tour play. Although tour 9 and up, it starts becoming more necessary to bust out Titan and Katana more often as well. Even Kingsmaker. Tour 10, I know they're going to come out, which is why I'm still not there yet. I need a bigger stash of those Kingmakers before I really battle Tour 10, I think. Or a really high bankroll where I can take a few losses on holes I don't have it, or I don't want to drop it. All right, let me use the restroom real quick, and I'll hop in. All right, so we're going to play with this guy for a little bit. I didn't make a card for it, so I won't be able to pull up a graphic or anything. But I know at 64 accuracy, I'm going to be looking at about 1.8 a ring at max distance, somewhere in that ballpark, so I can be close. That's where it's advantageful to know how the accuracy works in terms of your rings. You don't need a club guide if you know how it works. Now I can look at all these and tell you at 100 you're a 1 a ring. At 92 you're about 1.1 a ring. At 57 on the thorn you're about 1.9, 1.85 a ring. Rapier's a little different. Normally that would be just about 1.5 a ring. With the rapier, it's about 2.1, I believe. The wedges in general, they're different. Start one of these up. Oh, I told you my phone's not.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I don't want to tell you because you're streaming. It'll make Subway look really bad.
See, it's unfortunate because this definitely doesn't have the distance to go where I want to go. Oh, 10? No, not quite. We're not going to do it. We're just going to go Titan. Should be able to just give it a slight bit of curl, and it should be right where we need it. Should have no problem getting where we need to go here. You know, I'll definitely bring the Apocalypse on this hole in the tournament. If we get that same wind condition or a little heavier wind, that'll be the ball. Curl it, and it'll get there. I'd like to see the right to left tailwind instead, so I can curl it the opposite direction and get more distance. Got to switch over to this real quick. We want to come up as much as we can up there. It's a good shot. Gives us a chance at it. And we'll probably bring Cataclysm here in Expert as well. That extra, where I was just at with the Cataclysm, I could have reached, I think, on the fly to that next patch and bounced all the way up to the very end of this fairway. So we can see that that there is almost exactly 5 rings. When it comes to the higher winds, it's nice to have the chart so you don't have to do math. Nice. We got the boom. See, I was dead on. It's 1.86. I said 1.9 to 1.85. So it shows how much I know my accuracies, which is a big part of the success of this game. But doing the math on 1.85 is not easy. So a chart is not a bad thing. Ooh, gonna be tough with that top headwind. I have a feeling this is the wind we'll see in expert. Force us to go to the right. Potentially with a wind 5 ball, you could still go left. But it would still be a tough shot. Still makeable from this side. It's a harder shot for sure, but it is still makeable. I think that will be a backbone shot. Should be able to just go navigator here. I shouldn't really need to spin. So I'll go about 3 bars topspin. I believe it's about a mile-an-hour topspin per 3 miles an hour of wind, roughly. So if you're looking to not overpower, that's perfect. Nope, we're going to be a wood shot. Hey, Alex, welcome in. What level do you play, Alex? What level will you be entering this upcoming tournament? So here's min. So in order to adjust, we're going to move it right up to 7 first. A little further is okay. We're looking at just over 5 rings here for 7 at min distance. Ooh, quite a slope back there. All right, see what shootout hole we got here. I had a feeling it would be this one. Really want to take this with the Guardian. And also not the best ball for it. Oof. Got a good shot there, though. Can you zap that for 30? There you go. The trick to this shot is that second bounce is going to travel further than the ball guide shows because the second tears is lower than this first hop. So in order to get your ball to land in the rough, you want it to look like it's going to hit the fairway. Just the edge of it. If there's tailwind, pull it back a little further. If there's headwind, just a touch closer. If you're taking this route. I still highly suggest if you have the Guardian, take the Guardian. Just for that one hole. Darn old holes. There's technically only 2. Three. 1 revamp, 5 new. Want the new as much as possible. This hole I've played more times than I can count. It is a little different now that they've put that tree, those bushes there. Bring out the Titan because we're going to need the distance with this headwind. So this would be a perfect time for a royal ball if this is the wind in the tournament. Or an Easter ball. Either one would be good. Should be playable from there. My music stopped. I'll wait till after this hole to fix that. Good play from there. Tailwind helps our cause here. Aiming short because the wind's going to push it farther. On the bounce as well. Close. Might have had it with the perfect. Got a pretty good chance at it. This wind is not too hard to gauge. You know, just give it a little extra, basically. Skewer's a pretty good club when it's maxed out. I'll take 3 in a row any day. I'm gonna change my music real fast. Or rather tell it I'm still alive and listening. That's a good one. So we got two more wins, and I'll have to stop. I will be back later to do more, but likely will only be 2 or 4, unfortunately. Reason I don't want to go up is Expert has the same problem that Rookie has with if I'm in Masters, I'll be playing Master level people. A lot of those people have a lot better clubs, which just increases their chances at getting better scores. Makes it a lot harder of a bracket. I've had great rounds still be in like 30th place because of the brackets. Get in there. So I'd like to. I've been up in Masters for every Expert tournament for a while. That's going to be rough. So I wanted to drop down and try one in Expert and see if it's any better. If it's not, I'll just go back up because that's naturally where I play is in Master level. I play a lot of tourny. All you need to do is get a few wins a week and you're promoted. At least till you get to Master 2. Probably rather be where I'm at than he's at. At least I got distance before I went into the rough. So we're going to go, if I've got the backspin, we'll just stop it here. Yes, not a problem. Give us a reasonable chip attempt. Not easy by any means, but we should have a much better chance at our chip than our opponent will have. Most likely be a thorn. Close. It was close. Again, probably would have had it with perfect. I I hate hitting great with a wedge too or a short iron. The needle's moving slow enough. You really should be hitting perfect. I'll be sad if he makes this one now. We had a much better shot at it. You got his perfect. Ooh. Should be safe, but was scary on that first bounce. I thought he might have way overshot.
I look at it. Out, out, out.
Can you hand me my coffee? Thank you. So we're going to go, I actually want it to land a little more right than it's going to. We're at min distance, so it would be about 8 rings. So we're going to only move 7. Too much to the side that way. Would really like to not be at that distance. That was a bad distance with that club. So I couldn't get my line that I really wanted. So I had to try and cheat it with the wind. Probably a perfect Bandera ball moment right here. Power 1 would have put me in a better position with the club. And the better wind resistance is obviously huge too, so that'll likely be the ball choice here. It's an interesting way to play this hole. I haven't thought about just coming out of the sand. Definitely a possibility. But if you have the right ball in, it's really not a difficult shot. So knowing that, if I don't need it, I really don't want to be playing with the power 3 ball in case I get that same shootout. Power 2 would be better. Power 1 will be an acceptable ball as well. So as long as the hole allows for it. See this one, I at least want the katana.
No.
Overshot it, darn. That's going to make it rough. Got a throwing up dog. Thank you, Alex. Pretty decent. Definitely not the greatest out there, but I do know my stuff at least. Let's see where we want to try and get. So I'm worried that with the wind, we're going to go the wrong way over there. So I'm going to come over here. Just going to, no overpower, just curl it into the wind. Hopefully avoid the hazards. Should be okay, I think. About the best we could do there. Hopefully we got a chance to get us to the fairway across from the green. If we can get there, we can make a chip from there. Not super confident in being able to get up there. Not with a Titan, or I'm sorry, not with a sniper in. Get as close as we can. Safe is better than far. We want to definitely be in the fairway, no matter where we're at. Ooh, we can get there. Like there. Something like that. Solid shot. Really about the best we could have hoped for from the setup. Hopefully our opponent misses and we got a chance. He's lining it up right. It's the correct way to take this shot. Or she. Looks like a she. A lot of the times the ladies are men on their girlfriends' profiles, though, for a second account. Not a whole bunch of women play this game. There are some. Close. Gives us a chance. Still a difficult shot from over here. So we want to know our max for sure here is here. We're about mid. Looking for a mid. So about 1.5 rings or so. We're going to do a little less than that because it's uphill. Give it a touch extra power, just a teeny touch. Excellent. Saved our hole. You're likely to come out with a birdie at least 50% of the time here anyways. So to come away with it after shooting in the sand is definitely a plus.
Get out of the kitchen.
So now this one's going to travel further. So let's say we really want it here. We're going to come more like here. Now make an adjustment for about 9. And I'd rather give it too little than too much. See, that looks nice too. You can learn from watching your opponents. Sometimes they'll take some interesting shots that you didn't really think about. She's looking for a slightly different roll to ensure her that she hits the rough and slows down. That's smart. See how much speed that still traveled with? That went through a good decent amount of rough there. So I think we got room for one more win, I think. For the most part here, I'm really liking the Thor's hammer. I'll definitely need to make myself a little card for tournament because I know the ring number, but doing that math again, trying to get to 10 miles an hour or 11 or 13 or whatever it is for expert by, just knowing 1.8 a ring is tricky. I would be happy to do it if there was more time in the shop, but you don't have that long, so doing math is not something I want to do when I'm playing this game. Just a quick way to mess yourself up, stress yourself out a little more. So I know that this is like 3.5. I'm going to go 3 in case I hit great. That's math I don't mind doing. A couple rings is no big deal. Good shot.
Sorry.
Is that on?
Yeah, it's on all the way.
Good shot. What's the pressure on? It's a makeable shot, but it's by no means easy. Want to make sure our spot's got some pretty consistent movement in it. We're going to aim for that third bounce past the pin and then take our measurement. So a little over 5 rings here. Or actually, it's going to be close to exactly 5 rings because I'm not quite at max distance. Ah, great. It's not going in. And it was a little short.
No.
It can be tricky to get those thorn shots to drop with headwind. When you do a lot of the backspin, the ball arcs quite a bit, and wind really affects each bounce. So figuring out exactly how much you need to aim past the pin can be tricky. My goal is to end right around where my ball guide is there. That's where I'd like to be. Not bad. A little further up and a little more right is where I want to be, but that was pretty close to the target range. He's about the same line, but a little further up. So we're going to have to overpower it a little bit to get the result we're looking for. A little more left would have been tricky to line those up, especially when you don't have that red space so you can actually stretch to the overpower zone. When it goes right to the next club, it's a little tricky. Can't be upset with it, you know. This is a hard one to hit anyways, but just gotta hope our opponent misses his and we can go to a shootout. It's a tricky shot. There's a lot of undulation in the area that everybody wants to always shoot at because of the line you get. It's intentionally tricky. That's why they keep using this hole in the tournament. This is a good one to weed out the really skilled people, because the skilled people will hit one of these. Of course, with tailwind, this becomes a totally different hole, so that's also part of the fun of this hole. See if we can get the other one here. Darn it. So a little less wind on this one. So if we want it there, we really want it about there. Ah, undershot it. Hold it back a touch too far. I suggest flipping the camera around and going in the other direction for adjusting here. It'll make it a little easier to get accurate on the ring movement. Because of the slope, when you're looking from behind it, it makes the depth perception a little funny. And I really should be doing that myself. Especially higher levels when you're dealing with more wind. Don't mind losing a couple. Helps play a couple more. Still up from where I started, so that's good. Darn, another old one. Hopefully, if we at least have to go to shootout, we get the other new par 3. I got a feeling it's going to be the old one, though. Just going to switch to the sniper, since I know that'll be the next club. Should be good from up there. Fortunately, he's got tailwind. Helps him make a better shot here. I hate when it won't let you get exactly where you're looking for. All that, and I have a horribly great shot. Stay down. What? I don't know what just happened there. We'll let chance tell us. All right. I believe that's going to be it here for now. About an hour and a half in, so that's good. Solid amount of practice. Yeah, that probably puts me one more win and put me in promotion zone. Yeah, just about. So hopefully if we come back later tonight, there'll be a little more room to practice a couple more before we go play rookie again. But guys, appreciate you tuning in. Hope it helps all of you in this tournament coming up next week. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you next time.